Calm down, computer. Hello, everyone. My name is Wade the Wallaby. Welcome back to another live stream. And if my computer just relax, we can get started. Okay, so I'm sure you're aware of these scams that you've probably been hearing about. Some robot dog or panda or koala. Actually, it was the panda that my mom found out like a week ago. Oh, what happened? Oh, that was weird. The camera got a little glitchy. Still, my microphone is still broken. My mom has just got some other stuff to focus on. But either way, yeah. And I wanted to take my part to not investigate it because number one, I don't want using their cookies and finding out my location or and pop up, on on my news feed. That's what I'm actually focusing on. Um, because apparently, I don't know why, but Microsoft Edge has a problem. Now, it's obviously easy to report these so they can get rid of them, but what I keep having is one of them is about now of course I think I reported them, so mostly, but they keep popping up and it's from Raid Shadow Legends. And it keeps saying it's like the best game I ever played or best graphics or bullshit. Now, obviously, me being autistic, I don't like faces, like staring at me, especially if it's not real. It's just how I am. But it's just bizarre. Um, I have no idea. It's just, wow. I don't know how it found out I like werewolves. That's a big question. So, somewhere, now maybe it's for affinity, but why now? Uh huh. Wait, what? Oh, of course it's MSNBC. Of course they'll say about Trump. They don't like him. I didn't even subscribe to them. Yes, I am. I am into politics. So I'm looking on the news feed. You know what? I could just hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble, but you know what? I'm gonna do it anyways. Uh, actually, I have to make sure there's nothing like. Okay. All right. I think I guys can show you because there's nothing sensitive about my location, so I can show you. If I can find it, is a new tab, new tab. Hopefully, I don't get trouble due to copyright. But so, what I'm looking for are stuff that you need to report because some of them might be a scam. And now, of course, I don't mind werewolves because they're my favorite, but I don't know how it managed to know that. Just so far, I reported most of them, and yeah, especially the sponsored. Always keep an eye on those. Really? I doubt it. So, there's nothing out of the ordinary on there. So I reported most of them. So good. But one of them was something about my best game ever played. Do I care? Do, do I care? No. The best game I ever played, or I should say the best graphics, is Battlefield 1. I mean, at the time. I mean, still, Battlefield 1 is just fantastic graphics. I mean, at the time. I mean, people back in the 90s probably thought Doom was probably the best game they ever played, the best graphics. Something on my. So, what's the difference? So that's the problem because it just seems like now, of course, I did see the Bikenda thing, which not Bikenda, the what's that air conditioning thing? Scams. It's not Bikenda. That's the anti-ice removal scam, which apparently um a lot of people have flagged, and the internet mostly knows that it is just a replaced air freshener. It's not Bikenda. It's I forgot what it is. It's not Breeze Max. I don't remember, but I probably will put in the description if I do remember, or if I remember now and I can tell you guys. But yeah, it's weird. Oh, why do I always have to put miles in all the time? Okay, sorry. But scams, I don't go on the internet much because, well, obviously I am on the internet, but I don't see YouTube ads because I have premium. So I don't know what you guys are experiencing, but most of these scams are especially good to be true. Good to be true. I cannot believe that no one's reporting that. Um, it just what? What the fuck? Equipment arriving tomorrow. What do you mean, Dad? We're fine. Freaking Dad is talking about. But still, it's now the robot puppies. Now the only video I liked, I didn't like the other YouTuber. He's just every time he said fuck, it just beeped, and I'm like, no, stop. Just stop with the beeping, okay? He just too many beeps, okay? But also, not scam, but some YouTubers are saying the phrase these ones. Now, as you may know, these ones is a legal word to say because it's poor grammar. It's you sound stupid when you say that. So when you say it, you're automatically that I don't trust you at all. Never. Not until you apologize or okay, now I sound like a snowflake or something like that. Not until you know what? Just I won't. Okay? Because obviously anyone that says it, they're not smart. Even if they're saying it just to make piss me off, that still counts as really there's a Windows update. Are you serious? It's checking for updates. What's taking so long? Okay, I have no idea what's going on. And no, I will not be playing City Skylines and do a live stream about 9/11 because I already did that last year. Literally last year. Stop! Okay, computer? Oh my. I'll show you guys. Three times this YouTuber said the phrase these ones. And I, of course, commented right down here of the timestamps that he said them. So, yeah.
So there.
This guy here, he has said it 8 times this entire that I observed of all of his other videos.
Nice to
Shameful, shameful, but then what's even weirder is he says these. I have no idea what is gone through with these brains of these.
have that variety. Now, the next one we have here is oh no, that's a Hal Thrust.
I know. I don't care how old it is. I don't care if it was January 27th. It doesn't matter. Only one YouTuber replied and gave me an answer why. And I respected that. I respect that. Even if it was combobulated, At least it wasn't like no, because that other YouTuber, I think I actually blocked him, or turned him off, whatever. He said no or nope, and he said something like "not gonna lie" or was it these one? I don't know what he said, but yeah, "not gonna lie" or "these ones" are the worst phrases to say because it's like if you're gonna lie, then why are you not lying? So if you're gonna lie, then why you're not lying? If you said you're not gonna lie, why are you saying that you're lying? It's just so confusing. It's even me. It just why? I don't understand. It's just confusing. Also, another thing, Copilot, if you don't know what Copilot is, it's an artificial intelligence. Basically, it's a better version of Clippy. As a matter of fact, it's actually from Microsoft. But he's not annoying as actually he is because but at least he actually doesn't like immediately try to talk to you until you respond. So if you're saying something to him, he only starts saying something if he starts. Most of the time he doesn't say anything. Thanks a glitch.
Here's
But yeah, I cannot I cannot listen to the phrase these ones. I just can't. It pisses me off. Oh, look. This YouTuber right here, I did
The
watch.
kind of fur that melts stress.
Yeah. Awful. This thing is awful. I had no idea. Now, actually, I investigated further, and
Now at the moment what this says.
I actually looked up industrial center, or actually Hanja district, and I actually did find what where these toys are made. Now, obviously, I don't think well, probably is, but since China has not actually watched my content, I know this because I have eyes. Um, oh, Chillwell. That's what it's called. You see it down there, Chillwell? Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, apparently Chillwell was also like I think it was like 5 months ago, 3 months ago. It was beginning of summer, in the middle of summer, beginning or middle of summer, and the Chillwell I saw on the Microsoft Edge, and I did report them, and it took a while, but eventually they went away. Also, Scott Manley, he also says these ones twice in his entire videos. I don't know. I wish I could make a program that will analyze literally everyone's videos and will go through every single video. And then if they see anyone that's saying poor grammar, I would like to the how many times they have their entire YouTube career from start to now, I will calculate and that will determine how trustworthy they are. So the more they say it, the negative value they have. For example, saying I'm not going to lie will give you down to 1 point down. Saying these ones will give you 1 point down. But there's a catch. The more you say it, the more worse it gets. So the more you say it, especially these ones, your reputation will go down. So I would like to make a program that will analyze and listen. Now, of course, some AI do I do listen, and the ask button, which is this little guy here, he sometimes is a little bit glitchy because I asked him how many times the person said the phrase, but he actually there are only chances that he did find, but then he also thought he's heard only the person that said these, but not ones. So that's a bit confusing. So I will have to make a program that will listen. It will be very challenging. Probably use the transcript and to analyze it. But yeah, 100% polyester. That all that says on there, why would they be in Chinese? I guess they were just too lazy just to also I'm getting hot. I'm gonna turn on the fan. Maybe because of the heat. So yeah. Also, this movie right here, Strategic Air Command, is really Really good movie. It's a long movie. Actually, how long is it? An hour 50. I thought she said it was like really, really long. Oh, okay, whatever. Um, but yeah, it's just weird. Either way, I think that's enough with scamming things, or I should say scams.
Diversion.
So we'll just stop it there. Okay. So let's talk about. We'll not be talking about 9/11. I already done that before. I know I was from 2001, January 15. How hard is that? See, some YouTubers I call them blurry triggers. Some YouTubers just love blurring things. Now, I mean, I get it. They're trying to protect their privacy, like their location. But it's just, they blur other stuff that they think they might get in trouble with. And I have no idea why this is happening. It's just ridiculous. I'm not a famous YouTuber, so I don't know. Even if I don't care if I get demonetized, I want to get money that I earn. You know, I really need a shave. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Now I did say more, so we'll be talking about more because obviously you know how I change subjects a lot. So I'm gonna be running out of water pretty soon. I'm surprised I didn't subscribe to Penguin Z0 because I feel like I'm just like him. I think we would get along because we had the same ranting style, except he doesn't know much about rocket science, and I do. I'm like if you had Penguin Z0, Scott Manley, um, some other YouTuber that knows about knowledge, or pretty much has knowledge of not say everything. Shut up, Jimmy Johns. I don't care. You're too expensive. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go to Subway. How about trigger you? If you keep doing it, I'm going to Subway. But yeah. Oh. I'm getting so dry. I'm gonna turn this light off. There we go. Let me see. Okay, it's bright in here. I don't know why I turned on the camera light. I should have done that when it's dark out, so. How old was I when 9/11 happened? So 1st of January. 1, 2, 3. So January, February, March, April. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait a minute. 9 or 8 months old. You know what? I'm going to ask Copilot. Seven months and 27 days old. That's odd. That doesn't seem right. Okay. All right. I had to ask Copilot. Is that cheating? I guess so. I I was close, but I guess I was overshot. I know I'm counting ridiculously. Don't judge me. I thought you graduated from high school. I bet you graduated high school and you don't know much stuff. Hey, that doesn't mean if you graduate school you don't have to know literally everything. Because most of the stuff you probably don't even know. In fact, I didn't care about the Skylab space station at like 7th grade, but yet, because we were just watching just science, oh, I did not like her because she thinks that we're stupid. I did not like her, especially when she had dry ice and then she's like, it's not dry ice. And I'm like, no, it's clear dry ice. That's ridiculous. Maybe because she wanted other kids to answer. Maybe, but still, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, you really. If you have someone that is that smart and know what dry ice is, maybe I should be in the upper class and not like some program. Obviously, it was part of my program with the special education. Actually, there were a lot of kids in there. I mean, that's the pros of being never make people in the classroom, but obviously a lot of my teachers liked me. Not the men. The men were obviously, I think, probably jealous, according to my mom. I don't think one guy, I think he was not a teacher. He was an administrator, but maybe because, but yeah, actually, no, there are some guys that liked me, but they weren't teachers. They were counselors or administrators, not like, but the women mostly liked me because apparently, according to my mom, men are get jealous to other men, which makes sense. That's just how we are. But maybe that's why my dad doesn't trust me by flying an aircraft. It's like, really, Dad? You really think? Seriously? I mean, I can fly flight. Yeah, doesn't he'd be like, it doesn't matter if you fly Flight Simulator X. It's a simulator, not real life. Yeah, right. But goddamn, if the pilot is incapacitated and and no one else can fly, I think I'm the only reasonable thing to even the best shot. Seriously? Come on. Even Neil Armstrong got his pilot license before he even got his driver's license. Fun fact. And I learned that from YouTube, from other YouTubers that were good. And my computer is having an aneurysm. It's breathing. But still, it's absolutely ridiculous. So, all right, I will. That was my mom. Just don't worry about her. But yeah, it's just seriously the Cracker Barrel incident. Yeah, they lost a lot of money. Oh man, it just seems like everything is being like mellowed down. The dislike button is gone. I mean, technically it's not, but it's just everywhere you go. It's just to prevent people being toxic. Well, apparently you got these scammers out there, so they're using advantage. I, I have no idea why would they even like it. Maybe it's probably because it's the only thing that can be public. In reality, I don't know. Maybe they're just using bot programs just to like the video. I just wow. I sound like a little kid. Yeah, that's probably why I got banned off of that furry server, just because they thought I was a minor. Really? At the time, I was 23 years old. The furry pound. You banned me permanently just because I sounded like this. You do realize there are some people out there that have a higher pitched voice, and then they're older than me. Yeah, that's you're basically administrator. If you want to be administrator, you got to act appropriate. These like admins, are obviously just random people, and they don't care about what they're doing. Who hires these? I'm not hire, but like volunteers, because they're just random people. They don't know anything else. You know, they have all the power and they abuse them. But only very, very rarely you'll meet a good admin out there. But it's just, it's most like an 80% chance that all of them are assholes. They either gag you, ban you, and they don't know who you are, and they don't care. They don't care if you have a disability. They don't care how young you are, apparently. They don't even care what you sound like. You know, that's why I don't use voice changer. Number one is because I'm too lazy. Number two, there's no reason to, because it's obvious. If people listen to me and it just sounds awkward, and it's just. And plus, I just got trolled by Discord by these stupid voice changers, so I don't use voice changers. There's no reason to. I can change my voice anytime I want to, but it's just ridiculous. Now, of course, I had some out of subject here. I did have some problems with Left 4 Dead. I did contact Steam support. I need to analyze it, and he recommended putting auto config, and it actually just made the screen resolution get smaller. Now, I have a pretty good, powerful computer, and Copilot thought it was possibly due to the fact my computer is like state of the art. The game came out in 2008. This is from 2023. He might be right, but why is it acting up now? And he says something about a breach of security at Valve headquarters. Now, I've looked on the internet and I found not much. In fact, the last update was actually months ago. So, I don't know what's going on. If you have any, if you've been having the same problems, wait, hold on a minute. I actually was on my Steam Deck, and there's no lag or not missing textures, but like there's no like black and white square, no black and pink squares. There's completely gone, and they reappear and disappear, and this causes the game to lag. But on Kerbal, it's different. It's like when I go on my Windows tab, press it, and then I go to my video, I go on the video and watch it, it's fine. No, and then I go back and I go to press M to map mode, and then I go back, it doesn't lag. So I don't know if something's wrong with my computer. I think I did, updated my drivers. I don't know. I'm not into that technical space. You would think so, but especially when your brain is just not what people think they are. And don't say I think differently. That got me into situations I don't want to even talk about. Thinking differently is not what you think. It sounded weird. But yeah, Copilot does get glitchy sometimes. He just thinks, there's something that's, privacy. But it's like on YouTube. Now, YouTube is public, so I don't know why. I think, but like, some glitches. Hopefully they're fixed, because that was just disturbingly weird, and I got suspended because sensitive content. I really think something happened, because I don't do that. If it was by, I'm not a person that looks at porn. All right. There are some porns out there, but either way, I don't watch that stuff. You would think, me being 24 years old, yes, I am old enough and legally allowed to watch that stuff, but it's not relevant to me. I guess it's just my autism. Found out that But yeah, I found that people have autism. I'm not sure. I haven't looked that up yet. I mean, you'll be like, "Oh, you don't look autistic." You'd be like, "Yeah, right. You're autistic. Just so you're saying I just have an excuse." Oh, I've seen that a lot. I've even had the opposite where people are saying they're autistic or they're dyslexic or they can't read or don't know how to use a keyboard. That's all just trolling right there. They're just trying to make you feel bad. And I'm like, really? Really? You don't know how the fuck do you even know how to type on a keyboard if you don't know how to type on a keyboard? So there's some loopholes. So yeah, people that say that shit, there's always a way to get a loophole because it's like, really? You wanna go with this, pal? All right, I gotta stop with the continuing thing. And no, I didn't get that from Penguin Z Zero. I don't know why he's called that, but whatever. Oh man. But yeah, watch out for those scams. Just if you see something fishy, just also if you do find it, take a screenshot of it or record it and post it on the internet or show it to your family members and tell them not to do it. Now, of course, I did. Obviously, I don't understand why people want to keep everyone's privacy. It's just like, really, dude? Really? It's against the law? You serious? Maybe not from here. They of course decide to go with the head. It's their choice. So why would you blur their name? Or I should say block their name. I asked and he replied, Atomic Script said, um, yeah, because, people will start, harassing. Really? Really? I don't care. Obviously, harassing is a big deal and it will never be fixed. It's just a big thing that we have to face up and have to get used to. When I do to people that harass me, I fight back. But so far, I have not been harassed ever since um last year, maybe. I don't know. That was just so freaking awful. I call it the summer invasion, the summer Discord summer invasion. I call it because it start in the summer vacation. Yeah, I called it, and they fucked everything up on my Discord. And they had to like, oh, I'm a hacker. Oh, you give me like this much money. I'm like, yeah, thanks for giving me your PayPal, your real name. You don't even sound like you're from here. Oh yeah, that was very stupid of him. Really, if you're a hacker, why didn't you tell me your real name on PayPal? Unless it's your other account, but still, really, dude, you're not a real hacker. A hacker will not ask questions. They'll just say nothing and just take your money. They'll DDoS you, DDoS or whatever, have a backdoor, and they'll just be as anonymous as possible because eventually they'll get caught by the FBI. Oh yeah. The reason why I got Discord was because of you notice it's in 2018 and actually I didn't use Discord until like years later, like in 2020. This is because of scammers. So apparently on Steam in 2018, of course, I was being threatened that I had duped items and I was going to be banned in 5 hours. Now obviously me being 17 years old, I was like, "What? Duped items? I'm going to be banned in 5 hours?" Oh no. So my mom was shocked too. But then things just went differently because they were they were foreign. I'm not saying that foreign people are bad. No, there are some good foreign people, but especially if they have an accent. I think they were from India. I'm not gonna say that India's bad because apparently most Indian people watch my content. I have no idea why, but hello, they're from India. So yeah, I'm not gonna say anything bad about India because apparently a lot of people. So, but it's just that they want money and it's a poor country, and if they do scams, they have to do some malicious things to have a life, and I understand that. But that was in the past. But either way, me and my mom were very confused. Actually, no, we were terrified at first. Then we were confused because one thing messed up there that caught my eye, and especially me when I connected dots. So I know 2018 was a long time ago, so bear with me. This scam, they were doing a scam, and they were also there. I don't think they're not around anymore. I think Valve actually banned them because they don't exist anymore. Especially that they delete themselves, which I don't care because I don't see them anymore. They friended me and they said, "Hey, friend this guy. He's the Valve Steam support." But in reality, okay, so the icon of the icon username icon, the thumbnail username face, it looked like this but with no face, and it had a headset on saying Steam, which meant like Steam support. And at the time, I was 17 years old, so I didn't know any better. I thought this was like official, but they were um, impersonating. So after all this, it maybe even an hour, maybe more. I don't remember of just And I really didn't want to go Discord, but they kept on insisting. They said, "Oh, I guess we'll just ban you then." And I'm like, "All right, fine. I'll fucking create a Steam account." So I mean, sorry, Discord account. When I did that, I didn't know anything about Discord. Obviously, I had negative opinions in 2018, and I think I should know why. But that's the only reason got in the first place. So they asked me. Now, obviously, this was years ago, so bear with me. Again, I don't know much of details, but I will do as much as I remember. So they were just, back and forth, back and forth. And one thing they messed up was they asked for a golden wrench, better known as an Australian wrench. What that is it's called an item. Team Fortress 2 is a video game that are items in the game that are, some of them are authentic. So a golden wrench or Australian wrench is like the highest quality thing, and they wanted $70. They wanted us to get that. Now, obviously, my mom was like, "What the hell? This doesn't make sense. Why would they?" And plus, especially didn't hit me and my mom. It's like if I was gonna get banned in 5 hours, and being inventory banned or whatever it was called because I had duped items, which I didn't. I didn't even know that was even possible. It's like, how am I going to use this golden wrench? If I do buy it, how am I going to use this golden wrench if my account is banned? So eventually, that was the biggest red flag, and we pretty much were just fucking with them, you know, playing around with them, and and eventually they rage quit. But eventually, things started actually calming down. But then they started asking, "Oh, I accidentally reported you." Now, obviously, I was a bit triggered at first, and I'm like, "Oh no!" And then, of course, I figured out, okay, this is actually eventually one friend on I was on a server, trade server, and I said I'm gonna get banned in like 5 hours. And one of them said, "Don't listen to them. All right? Just don't listen." And he's been my friend ever since. I haven't heard from him in a while. Black Cry TV. I think that's what his name is. He saved my account basically. And over time it got less and less and less. Eventually they just stopped. Shut up. Got less and less, and eventually it calmed down. But then, maybe like in 2021, maybe ish, people started, maybe 2022 or 2021. People were saying they were friending me. Now that's why I stopped friending people for a reason. So eventually, um, these people, um, Anything that has anime on it, it's like a red flag immediately. I'm not saying, but it's just like, really, you're from Germany, but you have like anime stuff that doesn't seem right. And it okay, so these people would friend me. I accept their friend request, and then immediately they would say, "What's your favorite class?" The first time this happened, I said the sniper. I think I did it like 2 or 3 times until I'm like, okay, this is not coincidence. I think not. Incredibles reference. Um, is this a coincidence? I think not. So I was like, all right. Eventually, they're like, and then they just don't talk, or they just unfriend me. I just, oh. So that's why I don't friend people anymore. Very, very rarely I accept a friend request. I gotta stop accepting. Now, one person was clout, kept on friending me. So eventually I just had to give in, but seems like he didn't do anything bad, so I guess so. But if he starts doing a douchebag again, I will unfriend you and block you temporarily because I'm not a selfish person like other people. If you want to be a troll and you want to be a douchebag, then you will be treated very nicely. I don't like being treated like I'm stupid because apparently it's going to go right back to you because if you try to say something to someone that is intelligent than you and they're obviously, you're just going to squash them saying, facts that are not real. The biggest one is the moon landings were a hoax. That's the biggest thing. And flat earth. And what my dad said? Whatever, people. He just like, whatever. I don't care if it's the earth is a square, a circle, whatever. It's not my business. I don't care. Why do you even care? What do you plan to do? Type of thing. They just want attention, I said. And he's like, exactly. So when these people say they think the earth is flat, just say, did I ask? Or something like, do I care? Even if you prove it to them, they'll just, brush it off because they got a thick brain and they just. Oh, come on, zip it. All right, fine. But yeah, it's just and if you encounter this and if you survived, wow, I appreciate you. But obviously these scammers are getting very toxic. I'm not being an asshole. I'm not if I deny your friend request and if you like really watch my content, I'm not going to say I'm sorry because technically I didn't know. I just thought you were just a scammer. I don't trust anyone. Not until it's like actual proof that you're actually one of my followers on like social media and not some random person that just wants to get promoted or something like that. Oh, I want someone to upvote my clan or whatever that bullshit is. Yeah, if you say that, I'm just going to be like, all right, I don't trust you. So yeah, if I friend you and if you reply or if I accept your friend request and if you reply within like seconds or minutes, I don't trust no matter what you say cuz it's just like, really? Who does that? If you really wanted me some attention, how about you contact me on other social medias rather than on Steam? That just sounds so weird. Why would you go and like accept a friend request and ask them what you want? God, it's gosh, man. Seriously? Pick a lane, people. Pick a lane. Especially those AC scams. They're not air conditioners. No, they're not. They're air coolers. And they're horrible. They're supposed to be swamp coolers. And they're shit. Don't buy them. Buy an actual air conditioner. All right? I know they're big and bulky, but that's just how it works. A compressor. Or just use your refrigerator. If you're that hot, did what the Pyro did in Team Neighborhood. Just take everything out and get inside a freezer or refrigerator and just hide in there. If you had old versions of refrigerators. Because it's just the same thing. It's just colder. If you're that desperate, if you don't have an air conditioner or your air conditioner broke, use your refrigerator, all right? Stay cool. And my neck is sweaty. And I'm sweaty now. I'm hot. It's horrible. Ugh! Steam support, whatever. Of course, when you do actually visit an actual real person that works for Valve or Steam, it does say on the top or bottom that they're like, hey, if you have any people that are telling they work for Steam, don't believe them because, obviously, wow, I should have. Yeah, if you see that, that means you're on an actual official site. But, it actually says something red or a different color. It's definitely something that you can't do. But I'm sure these scammers will figure it out. These scammers know what they're doing, and they're good at it. They seem stupid because they use different languages like Chinese, and they try to translate to English, and they found out it's like the body of the SD card. And you're like, what body? Shake the body? I get it now, but I think Computer Clan was just being funny. But, some people like me don't understand what it is, like sarcasm. Don't trust it. Also, I did look on, as I said before, I know I shouldn't back this up. USB, no, hold on. I did investigate on Google Earth where these products were being made. And I investigated. And it is as I expected. Now, the factories are in the center of the apartments. Yeah, that's right. They actually walk to their work. Their work, they live right next to their jobs, which is okay, but they're all apartments. There are a few houses, probably maybe like higher ups, maybe like nice apartments, but the rest of them are just like double deckered apartments. Poor minimal wage, conditions. I'm not sure. I'm not from China. I don't know much about Chinese, so but I would tell you they're probably doing something suspicious. Now I tried finding where they make their Apple products, which, they say it's China, but where in China? Where in province, where in China? Because if they're probably like, oh, we treat our people very well. Really? Well, I got to see that for myself, because people could just fabricate it and they could just say, oh, we treat our people very well. We give them food, shelter. Yeah, okay, you check those marks out, but how well is the food? It's probably not good. It's probably just enough to keep them alive. That's just how communism is. It's just, they could just forge things and they could just say, oh, we are a fantastic country. They even lied about the balloon. Remember the 2023 balloon? Remember? Oh, yeah, I remember that. The Chinese balloon that came over. It was a big meme a little bit. They said, oh, it's just a weather balloon that just went off track. And the CIA, the higher ups were like, really? Really? We looked on our footage and it's not a weather balloon. No. No. It's a spy balloon. So the CIA was like, this doesn't seem right. If you look on some of the Wikipedia information about it, now it's very clear. But it was, yeah, they were like, really? Okay. If it's a weather balloon, why is it so low? If it's a weather balloon, don't you think it would be higher? Like, 60,000 feet? 80,000 feet? 100,000 feet? Those balloons go very high. Really, really high. All the way up to the stratosphere. Not close to ISS. That's just ridiculous. But it's just like, it was definitely as high enough to be visible. or low enough. Especially as you go higher, the balloon expands as the gases expand, and that's why it pops, not explodes. It just like poofs, because explosion would be like boom, but it pops, like how a balloon does. Um, the outer edges start tearing away, and it's not like a pop because there's not enough air for it to explode. So it's basically just it rips apart, and the gases just expand. It keeps going, and the hydrogen is finally free from its tomb. I'm sorry, helium, not hydrogen, because hydrogen is flammable. You know what happened to the Hindenburg? It didn't go very well. In fact, hydrogen has some pros and cons. Yes, it's the lightest element, which means it's lighter than even hydrogen, but helium, but it's really, really, really flammable when it's near oxygen. As you know, oxygen is a great oxidizer. It's bad. We're squawking 7500. Someone's in my cockpit. Hey guys! Flight Simulator X. He's like, I think someone's in my cockpit with me, and the guy is like, hello. Okay, I think that's enough for today. I'm burning up, so I need to cool down because I think my computer is just freaking out, and I just need to cool down. So I'm gonna probably play some Left 4 Dead. Let's see how well it goes. So, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Goodbye.